What's up guys, Belligerent here with another Bloodline video, and today we're going to take a look at Male Bloom Uncounted. Horrible name, by the way, they should have just left it at Bloom. Male Bloom. I'm going to take a look at him. I pushed him up real fast, so we have some good testing. This is actually the first champion I think I pushed to 15 stars during their event. In fact, I don't have but 3 15-star champions at all. So, as you have seen, I tend to destroy my champions before I get them to 15. Trying new things. So, anyway, let's jump in here. Let's read through his skills, and then we're going to do some testing. I want to throw him in the arena. We'll kind of analyze what he does. So, his active skill. God, could they make this any... Hold on, we're going to go into the renown, because that's hard to read. I don't know why. It seems like with every champion, the descriptions just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Pretty soon it's going to take up the whole screen. Alright, the champion disappears into thin air and creates a phantom near each of the 3 farthest champions, including the champion themselves and 2 clones. Okay, I don't know why they call him 3 phantoms. That's 2 phantoms and him. So he disappears behind somebody, and then there's 2 clones of his with him. The 3 phantoms will taunt the target for a short duration, which means it makes everybody turn around and attack them, apparently. Clones will inherit 100% stats from the champion. Okay, so they're going to get all the stats. So if you pour Vigor on them, they get the stats. You put Brutal on them, they get the strength boost, all of that stuff. Let's see. But their damage taken increases by 40%. So they're going to die easier, but do just as much damage as he does. Within 10 seconds after the phantoms show up, their attack speed increases by 20%, and their attacks have 10% lifesteal effects. Clones can use champions' normal attacks and active skills, who will strike all targets in front of them 4 times, dealing total damage equal to a percentage of the champion's strength. Clones will disappear when they are killed or the duration ends. As long as the clones are present, 50% of the damage taken by the champion will be shared by the clones. So we don't know exactly how much is shared, but that appears to be about 50% damage reduction for the champion as well. So which should give him some survivability, assuming that it all works. Okay. So the other thing to note is that this is the active skill, but when the clones are present, the active skill changes to the whole will strike all targets in front 4 times. Looks like his weapon is a lance. You can see it there. And so he just stabs a whole bunch of times. Apparently it hits him 4 times. So yeah, by the way, shout out to the art team because we're actually getting 3D models now. They've added that on a couple of champions. Hopefully it's coming for all the rest. But that's huge. I don't know if you guys know that, but they just added... I don't know if they just added. I'm assuming they just added it with these champions because I never noticed it before. The 3D model. Alright, so his ultimate, Shimmering Lunge, locks on to the target and then summons 3 phantoms to attack the target from multiple directions, each dealing damage equal to a percent of the champion's strength. If the clones from the skill Arethial Charge are present, they will also summon phantoms and attack their targets. So according to this, if he still has these 2 phantoms up, when he does his ultimate, they are also going to do this ultimate. If this skill kills a target, the champion immediately restores 15% of his max health. That's big. It's just an immediate 15% regeneration. So again, more survivability, even though he is, he's an assassin, a little on the squishy side, some more survivability there for us. All right. And finally, his passive guarantees to dodge a skill hit once per 5 seconds. If the champion takes damage when the skill is in cooldown, immediately reduces the cooldown by 6%. So That's really good. It's a guaranteed dodge on the skill hit. Dodge is really one of, if not the only counter in this game, true counter where you can make people miss outside of other skills. So the fact that he gets a guaranteed dodge, pretty big again for survivability. So again, 14 mil health. I remember when these guys came out, they only had 14 mil health. Everybody was crying about it because it was such a low number. Again, assassins, in my opinion, should have a fairly low number. See, Davala has 14 mil as well. So let's jump in here. We're going to jump into Arena, run a couple of matches here, and see what we can do. So I want to try to kind of even this out some, so it's not, because I really want him to be kind of the star here. All right, so let's kind of take a look at what he does. We'll try him from a few different positions if we can, and see what happens here. All right, so let's jump into this here. So we see there's his active where he goes behind 3 different targets, takes them down fairly quickly. And then even though we dropped one, we still have, you see that 3 different people on the board there. So it does give you more people, more damage, in a sense, more champions on the board. It's kind of cool. It's not, I guess it's kind of a summon. I've been hoping that they would add some kind of summons to the game. Whether it be like a necromancer or animals or something like that. This is pretty close where you have more than your typical 5 damage sources on the board. Let's watch that back one more time in kind of slower motion, because the replays are always at 1x speed. So he immediately gets into the back. Now, one thing that I want to test here is I want to see if we can figure out if the clones are able to apply status effects like, specifically stun, because we can actually see stun. We can't see silence. So I want to figure that out. And I just noticed I only have one more chance here in the arena. So we're going to go, and I had this set up already, but we're going to marry Fearsome onto him and see if we can't tell whether or not the clones can actually stun. This may be something that takes a while to figure out. Hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll see it here in this video. So let's go ahead and make this marriage real quick here. Okay. All right. So let's jump back in here to Arena. I would like to try to find somebody a little bit higher. Let's use Yuri. Yuri actually beat my main team with his comp. So I kind of want to see how this holds up. And again, hopefully we'll be able to tell whether or not he stuns. I know I just did it, but I want to double check and make sure nothing went weird and wonky with that. Okay, yeah. All right, so we're good. We got the Fearsome on there. So we're going to jump in here. Hope we don't get blown up too fast. And see how it goes here. And I'm actually going to turn it to ×1 just from the start. See if I can actually... I don't see any stuns yet. It's kind of clone versus clone here. Oh, and the clones actually stay alive after he dies. That's interesting. Okay, I don't think we got any stuns. Let's take a look here. I actually got more damage out of my female gold tongue. That's kind of crazy. All right, well, let's watch this back again, see if we can't identify a stun here. And she died early on and still gave me the most damage. Yeah, see, I still haven't seen a stun on any of them, actually. Not even from the main champion. Oh, there was a stun. He got stunned right at the end. All right. So I'm going to play that back and we're going to super slow it down. I want to see if it's possible to tell who did that stun. Okay, so I took it back and I found the frame and froze it. Now, when I start the playback up, you will see that it's impossible to truly tell, but this is about as close as I can get. We will continue to look for more definitive evidence, but this is kind of what I got right here. You see in this freeze frame up at the top up there, the last hit that we can actually see is where I have it frozen, and that is definitely coming from the clone. Okay, because you can see closer to the bottom of the screen, you can see the solid wings of my actual male bloom. So this last hit that we are able to see is going to come directly from the clone. I don't know. We can't tell because of the stupid combat zoom that this game has, that everybody has said they hate and they still don't take it out. The combat zoom then zooms in on female Lionstone, so I can't see if there's another hit that happens after this. So we'll replay it. Now I'm going to start it back up. We're going to have it on super slow mode, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about right after this clip. It zooms in on female Lionstone, and then when it zooms back out, we can see the little swirly indicator above his head showing us that he was stunned. But we can't see if there was another hit or if this was the last hit and applied a stun. So, unfortunately, now there's no real hard evidence yet. I'm gonna keep working on it. I'll post it when we find it. So let's get back out of this and wrap it up here. All right, so there is a look at male bloom. Very solid champion. I don't think he's like game changing like Devala or Phoenix or anything like that. But definitely, I'm feeling right now like he's a champion that might have some potential. I'm he's definitely up there. He at least makes it into my playable category. I don't know if he's a top tier champion yet. I mean, you saw from that arena fight that my female gold tongue outdamaged him, and she died halfway through the fight. So I don't know if it counts his damage accurately. I don't know if the damage coming from his clones is actually being counted in his damage total. So that's kind of a question mark, and I still got to figure out whether or not we can apply status effects from his clones. Unfortunately, even at 18, Fearsome only gives you a 10% chance to stun the target, and I believe it's 10% the entire time. It's the length of the stun that changes. So one fight does not really tell us anything. That very well could be just bad RNG. So I'm going to keep testing it out on him, and we'll see. And if I figure it out, we'll publish it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Belligerent. Peace.